Do you ever feel like you are a victim of the world? A Course in Miracles lesson is, I am not a victim of the world I see. But do you ever, let's be real, do you feel like you are a victim of the world at times? We all do. And if you have, I'm going to talk about this today, about what is going on when you do feel like you're a victim. It literally happened to me in this past couple of weeks. And I'll tell you about the story about what happened to me and how to connect with our present moment awareness, how to get vertical again, and realize that we are not a victim of the world that we see. And by the way, my little Chihuahua Prudence and I are in my backyard right now enjoying the spring, helping us to know that we are not victims of the world. Have you guys seen that movie on YouTube about grounding? I'll put it in the link below, but it's about connecting with the earth, getting bare feet on the grass and connecting with the earth and making this a healing practice that we should all be doing. So, and it's just like a beautiful day, and I'm enjoying the spring and looking at the flowers that are coming up. But I think I might go for a walk. So let's continue. So as empaths, it is very easy for us to feel like we are victims of the world. And the reason for this is because, well, one of the reasons for this, I believe, is because we can feel other people's pain. We literally can feel other people's pain. I can literally feel my mother's pain in my body. I've really had to work over the years on being like, this is her pain, this is my pain. And it's not that I'm trying to give her pain, it's that when I feel her pain, it doesn't help her. It actually makes it worse because then I'm not really available for her, right? So this is my pain, this is her pain. I went to a holistic therapist once who helped me. I had an aunt who when I was 1 year old, my cousin got killed. And my aunt, I spent a lot of time with that aunt. And I think I absorbed a lot of her pain. So I did a exercise in therapy once where I took like the heaps of pain that I had and I gave it back to her. And it's not that I'm actually causing her pain in the moment when I do that, but it's just that I'm not, it actually goes up into the nothingness from which it came, right? It's just that it was never mine to carry. So it needs to be processed by the appropriate person. That's why I really believe, like, especially as an empath, watching things on the news where people are in pain, where people are, it's not that we want to be clueless to this stuff, but we already know. We already feel it. You know, I literally can feel, there's so much of women's pain that I can literally feel in my body that I know isn't mine. And the problem when we're watching things on the news is the person who's there is actually able to, has the skills and the coping mechanisms to process what's happening. But when you're watching it, you don't have, like, it's like when they were watching 9/11 on the news over and over again at the schools and they realized turn that off. Like, the kids don't have the appropriate coping mechanisms to process that. They're not there. Okay, so as empaths, we can feel like victims of the world in many ways. But one of the ways is that we feel somebody else's pain. We don't always realize that it's somebody else's pain. It can feel like our own pain if we're not aware. And then we become a victim of the world. Eckhart Tolle talks about this in one of the classes that I took from him. He talks about being a teacher of presence. And when you're sitting with a client or just somebody else, somebody who's suffering, he talks about empathizing with the vertical realm, bringing the vertical realm, bringing God, bringing presence into it. And there's where your empathy, because being an empath is a gift, right? It can just turn on if we want to use it correctly. So there's where your empathy needs to lie. Be empathetic to God. Sense the vertical. And then when somebody is in pain near you, you still leave room for it. You still leave a space for it, but you're not feeling it. You have compassion towards it. You're aware of it, but you're not taking it on, because you taking it on just makes you sick and then you're not able to help. So be empathetic to the vertical realm, to God. So this was something I experienced this week. My mom, I have a strong connection to my mom, and she fell and she had to go to the hospital. She had some broken ribs. She was in a lot of pain. And I worked on, this is her pain, not mine, so I can be there for her out of love for her. But I have work to do in this still because I kind of lost it. And I started feeling her pain, and I became a victim of the world in my mind. And when I say I became a victim, I mean I became very depressed. I became down. I became negative. I started to see her as a victim, and that's not a very healing energy. That's not a very healing presence. And let me tell you, there's such a difference in healers. Like when you see nurses come in, you can feel it. You can feel if somebody has that the presence of God with them, even if that's not what they would call it. You can feel it. And you can feel it when they don't. Okay, so I became a victim. I started feeling sorry for my mom, seeing her as a victim, feeling sorry for myself, you know, which is okay. It happens. My goal next time is for it not to happen so long, for me to be able to switch it sooner. Our whole goal is to know that we are in the world, but we are not of the world. And when you become a victim, you become in the world and of the world. And if you literally, Joe Dispenza talks about this, I say this a lot, when you're not aware of the vertical realm, when you're not aware of your connection to God, your connection to spirit, when you lose that connection, you don't ever lose it, but when you're unaware of it, you are in the world and of the world, and you are a victim, because in that you are matter. You are only matter. And when you see life that way, you will be a victim, because the world will be a scary place. But if you know you are in the world and not of the world, you are not a victim of the world you see. You create the world you see. So you want to be more spirit and less matter. Spirit has more of an effect on matter than matter has on matter. So this is why we do our things to keep us in the vertical realm, whether that's do our spiritual readings, listening to something spiritual, meditation, practicing the presence of God, spending time knowing that there is this place within us that is completely safe and completely peaceful, that's always available, and spending some time there, knowing that is always present for us. We can't be victims in that place, right? So it's okay, like we go in and out of it, right? I mean, I know that it will happen to me again. I hope that I will do better next time. This is why self-care for empaths is so important. You know, and I've heard all the things about how this idea of being an empath is making us victims and how we shouldn't be talking about being empaths, but I just disagree. I've tried that route, and it's just learning about being an empath is what has saved my life. I don't feel like I'm a victim. Since I've learned about being an empath, I don't feel like I'm a victim. I feel like it's more of a gift that I have to learn how to use. But if I don't understand about it, I do feel like a victim. And we're all empaths. We all have levels. I feel like it's a spectrum, you know. We all have levels of it. Some of us, it's so high that it's made it very hard to live in this world, you know. Anyway, so I hope this has been helpful today. My name is Elizabeth Cermak. I'm a psychotherapist and a coach, spiritual coach, here to talk about living more in the vertical realm, bringing God into the picture more often, bringing spirit into the picture, being in the world and not of the world, and knowing this and embodying this. And I like to talk about things that I have, you know, my experiences, good and bad with this, my trials and errors. So I like to bring you along with me. If you have any questions or anything for me, please go ahead and comment below. And if you like this video and if you want more, go ahead and subscribe. I send you all my love, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, we are not victims of the world today that we see. Look at this this is my peach crimson tree. This is what I love to do in spring, is to like go around and look at all the blooms that are coming. Amazing, so healing, so pretty. My tulips aren't doing as well this year. Look at these daffodils though, I think those are cool, the two different colors. And I'm very excited about these peonies that will be coming this month. Oh, and the tulips there, look at that. Got a lot going on over here. Beautiful trees, and they smell so good. They smell so good. This is the best walk. Look at all the daffodils. I was really excited to brag to you guys about my new gimbal, but I still can't figure out how to use it, so it's coming. It's coming. Steadier videos are coming, I should say, but I feel like I can keep them pretty steady.